Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to give you an overview of the Drunk Elephant brand. I have been using almost all of the products for a little while now. The only ones that I haven't got to talk about today is the Marula Oil and the Sheer Umbra Sunscreen. Everything else skincare related I have though, and I will be talking about in today's video. If you are new here and you love skincare, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and you can also ring the bell if you would like to be notified every time I upload a new video. So I'm going to get started with cleansers, and Drunk Elephant currently has 3 cleansers. The first one that they launched was the Besta number 9, which is a jelly cleanser. I would say that this is more like a runny gel rather than a jelly. I was initially a little bit put off by this type of cleanser because for such a long time I was using the richer balm or oil cleansers because my skin used to be more on the dehydrated side during the autumn and the winter. So this type of cleanser isn't necessarily something that I would gravitate to because I would be scared that it would dry out my skin. I was definitely proved wrong with this one. This is a lovely, lightweight, hydrating cleanser that won't leave too much oily residue on the skin. So if you like to use something that's quite lightweight in terms of your cleanser, that isn't going to leave any type of oily feeling on your skin afterwards that perhaps a balm or an oil cleanser would, then this is a really good option for you because it will lightly and thoroughly cleanse your face but without drying it out at the same time. In terms of skin types, I would definitely say that this is more for the oily, normal to slightly dehydrated. If your skin is particularly dry or heavily dehydrated, then perhaps this isn't the best option for you. My skin does tend to lean towards the dehydrated side though, and I definitely didn't have any problems with this. I think that it's lovely. The only thing that I think that it might not be that great at is removing heavy duty waterproof makeup. And that leads me on to the next product, which is the Slaai, which is the cleansing balm, which I think would be much better at removing heavy duty makeup. As with all the products, this is non-scented, and I have to say I think that this is a really good balm cleanser. It's definitely more on the pricey side. If you were to compare it to Clinique Take the Day Off cleansing balm, I think that the ingredients in this are of a much better quality. It works much like you would expect a cleansing balm to work. It's got non-fragrant essential plant oils in it, and it just massages into the face very nice and wipes off with that slightly moisturized feeling, I would say, that balm cleansers leave on the skin. The most recent launch in terms of cleansers is the E-Rase Milki Micellar Water, which I have mentioned on my channel a few times before. I initially didn't think that this was something that I would be in need of because I don't wear lots of makeup. I wear sunscreen, a bit of concealer, but I would say that micellar waters are more for removing makeup. But a guy called Nathan, who I follow on Instagram, who works for Drunk Elephant, gave some really good tips on how everyone can benefit from using this type of product. So I basically use it as my morning cleanse. In terms of micellar waters, this is slightly different to other micellar waters in that it is, I would say, probably gentle, more milky rather than that water-like finish that a lot of them have. And it is definitely more moisturizing as well. I love this as my morning cleanse. I basically just apply a small amount to the palm of my hand, massage it into my skin, and then just wipe over with a damp washcloth. Otherwise, you could use this as the first step in your evening skincare routine, where you could just use this to remove your makeup, or this as just simply a first cleanse, and then go in with either the Besta number 9 as your second cleanse, or the Slaai cleansing balm, depending on which you prefer. I think an essential product that everyone's looking for is some type of hydrating serum, and the B-Hydra definitely does that from the Drunk Elephant range. This is a very nice, lightweight, hydrating gel that works very well. It's not particularly that different from other hydrating serums out there, so it's definitely possible to duplicate this for something more affordable. What I like about the Drunk Elephant products is they do all mix together very, very well. So sometimes I will cocktail this with another product such as the Retinol, which I have here. This also mixes very nice with the Firma, which I'll go on to next. Most people love this as it is, but occasionally people find this slightly sticky on the face. So in that case, you can mix the two together and that you'll find that there is much less stickiness. It's easier to glide the vitamin C serum across the face and then it soaks in nicely as well. I think that this is the product that's definitely the most popular from Drunk Elephant, and it's really good because it is a 15% L-ascorbic acid serum with other antioxidants in there as well. So it's a very good dupe for the SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic, which is over £100. It's very, very expensive, and it also comes in a dropper bottle, and this comes in an airless pump. So this has very similar ingredients to the CE Ferulic, a better price and also better packaging as well. So if you are perhaps using that and you're looking for a dupe, then I know that a lot of people have changed over to this and been very, very happy with the results. The downside to using a product like this is that you might find it slightly greasy, you might not like the smell of it, but I think that that is something that you will get with most L-ascorbic acid serums. But even though this is still on the pricey side, as most Drunk Elephant products are, I think that this kind of sits in the middle in terms of vitamin C price points, and it's very, very effective. The F-Balm Electrolyte Waterfacial Mask. I got this in one of the sets, like a few of the products that I've got in these smaller sizes. I bought a few of the sets recently, so that's why I've got some of them in. I must say that I think that Drunk Elephant was one of the first brands to do the larger like tester sizes so that you could actually use them a few times. I think before Drunk Elephant everyone was just using like those sachets that you could pretty much just use once and then that was it, and it doesn't really give you enough time to decide whether the product is any good or not. So I think that they're really good at doing these smaller sizes. I didn't know what I was going to think about this product because generally I find that hydrating masks are just a glorified moisturizer, or they're too heavy on the skin, and I didn't know what I was going to think of this, but I actually really, really love it. What I would say is that I find that these two are very, very similar, but this is on the slightly richer side. So I think that the B-Hydra is something that you could definitely remove from the range if you were looking to buy certain products and you didn't want to buy too many. I think that you could perhaps leave that one behind and then get some of the moisturizers instead. Sometimes I definitely like to use the F-Balm instead of the B-Hydra as a moisturizing serum that's a little bit richer. I wouldn't waste my money putting this all over like a thick heavy mask and then just wiping off the excess. I think that that is just a complete and utter waste of product. I'd rather use a smaller amount, which is what I do, and layer it as part of my skincare routine, either with this or instead of this. It's actually Black Friday as I'm filming this, and I was deciding which products I wanted to buy. I didn't want to buy anything that I didn't need, and I ended up just buying a full size of this from Cult Beauty. I was going to get a backup of the Firma, but I wasn't sure. There's still some left in this, and I wasn't sure if I should just wait or not. And I didn't want to buy things just for the sake of it. It's so easy to get caught up in the whole Black Friday mania and just buy things that you don't really need. So I was very cautious, and I just bought this one in the full size. Anyone with dehydrated skin or just wants to wake up with plumper, glowier skin the next morning will absolutely love this. You can definitely wear it in the day as well. You don't have to use it as an overnight mask, but it just really is one of the most hydrating products out there. It really plumps up the skin, makes it nice and dewy and bouncy. The next products I'm going to talk about are the eye creams. Now I think that this was the first Drunk Elephant product that I actually ever purchased. I came quite late to the game. Like, the Drunk Elephant products had been out for ages, people were loving them, and I just didn't invest in the brand for a really long time. But one product that always caught my eye was the C-Tango multivitamin eye cream, because I felt that that was a very, very unique product. This has got 5 forms of vitamin C in and 8 different peptides. That's what I love about Drunk Elephant, is they will just give you all of the ingredients, whereas a lot of brands will just give you some. I just feel like Drunk Elephant is really generous in all the different ingredients that they put in their products. It sounds yeah, just so good and makes me want to use them. I love it. In terms of performance, I think that this is an excellent, excellent eye cream. I think that eye creams are often glorified moisturizers. You can definitely get away with using a serum around your eyes, providing it hasn't got particularly strong actives in. You can use a hydrating serum with peptides in around your eyes, and it will do, you know, the same job as it will on the rest of your skin. The only thing that you want to avoid around your eyes is anything too heavy, which can cause the eyes to become puffy. This has the most gorgeous creamy texture. It absorbs into the eye area very, very easily. And I noticed that over time, it definitely made the skin around my eyes firmer and also kept my eye area very hydrated as well. I think that if you wanted to invest in a brightening, firming eye cream, then this is a really, really good option. One thing that I found over time though, is now that I've been using the Firma for a while, I am able to use this closer to my under eye area without any irritation. Now, just because that works for me doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. But what I found is that, you know, during the day, I'm able to, you know, just around this area of my eye, apply the Firma serum. So that makes me think, do I need to use the C-Tango in addition? I'm not so sure. Always be careful when you're applying your skincare too close to your eye, because as I said before, everyone has different reactions to skincare. So the brands often recommend that you don't apply certain products to the eye area. I definitely would never apply the Firma like over my eyelid or anything like that, but definitely just kind of like around the orbital bone. It works quite well. The second eye cream that I tried more recently is the Shaba Complex, and I have to say, out of all of the Drunk Elephant products, this was probably one of the more disappointing products. This has got copper peptides in, which is an amazing ingredient to have in skincare. I really like the Niod copper peptide serum. I think that's great. So in terms of ingredients, I think that this has got excellent ingredients in it, but it's just the texture of it that I don't like. It's got a very light, milky texture that I feel doesn't absorb into the eye area very quickly. I would say that if you were to apply this to your entire face first and then go over with this around the eye area, then it does absorb slightly better once there's something sitting underneath it. But otherwise, I just feel like I'm kind of moving it around and it eventually sinks in, but not that easily. So yeah, I'm not mad about this one, and I don't feel like it's the most hydrating eye cream either. Whereas if I compare it to this, which is so lovely and creamy and just really moisturizes the eye area, I think that this is very lightweight. The one thing that I do like about the fact that it's so lightweight though is I can put it all over my eyelid, whereas the C-Tango, I would probably just put it like on the orbital bone and around there, but I put this pretty much all the way over my eyelid, which is very good because the skin on the eyelids is quite delicate, so you want something that's going to kind of firm them and protect them as well, and I feel like this could be quite good for that. But all in all, it's probably one of the more underwhelming products. Now, I've had a long-term love-hate relationship with exfoliators. I've just always struggled to fit them into my routine and to find an exfoliator that doesn't exfoliate my skin and make my skin look really wrinkly underneath. Now, I have to say that the T.L.C. Framboos Glycolic Night Serum is a really lovely product, and I've been able to find a routine with the Drunk Elephant products where I can fit everything in quite nicely so that everything just works quite well. So what I'm currently doing is using these on alternate nights. So I will say use this on a Monday night, this on a Tuesday night, and so forth. And then I will just use my vitamin C during the day, and everything works together really well. So I'm able to regularly exfoliate my skin, which I haven't really done in a while. I was always focusing on my vitamin C during the day and retinol at night, but now I found a system where everything works together. I'm getting the benefits of everything without my skin feeling too dehydrated or irritated. This has got many different types of exfoliating acids, and it's also got a combination of AHA and BHA. BHA is a really good type of exfoliating acid, which is basically salicylic acid, which is oil soluble, so it will help unclog your pores. It also helps with breakouts and just keeping the skin clear. AHAs will help with skin texture and anti-aging, so when you combine all the different acids that are in this and the fact that it's got hydrating ingredients in and soothing extracts, it will keep your skin smooth and glowy without any irritation. I don't know why, but I feel like this is the most expensive product out of all of the Drunk Elephant products, and I'm not quite sure why. Perhaps they factor the price based on the cost of the ingredients that go into this. I think that you can get many different types of exfoliating products out there, so it's definitely possible to get something that's much more affordable than this that will still do a good job. But I really like it, mainly because it is nice and gentle on the skin, and I like that it's got the other ingredients in there that will just help soothe and nourish the skin in addition. Regular viewers will know that my original tube of a Passioni retinol cream, I could not use it up. But I'm so happy to say that I finally finished the tube and purchased another one. And because the large tube, which comes in 30ml, lasted me for way over a year, and I was worried that the ingredients in it weren't fresh anymore, I decided to repurchase with the smaller tube, which is 10ml, which you can buy on its own for a smaller price. You don't have to get it as part of a set, they just sell it on its own in this size, which I think is brilliant. This is hands down the best retinol I have used. I think that after this retinol cream I would have to go on to tretinoin or something like that, because this is extremely strong. I don't know any other retinol that you can just buy over the counter, like in the drugstore, without having to have a prescription, I mean, that is this strong. But what's really great is that if you aren't used to using a retinol product, you can buffer this with many of the other Drunk Elephant products to make something that's much milder. If you use this on its own, it's very strong, and I only recommend it for experienced retinol users where your skin has become retinized and is used to using a retinol product. If you're newer to it, or you're just used to using like a medium strength retinol, then I definitely suggest that you use the tiniest amount, much less than the pea-sized amount that they recommend, and you can mix it with some of the moisturizer or some of the B-Hydra or any of the other nourishing products such as the Marula Oil. So I'm going to finish up this very long video with the moisturizers. I'm going to start with the Protini, which I think is an absolutely lovely lightweight moisturizer with 9 different peptides in. I love peptides as anti-aging ingredients for the skin because they nourish and protect the skin without any potential irritation, which you get with most other anti-aging active ingredients. I think what really amazes me about this product is because it's a gel moisturizer, I thought that it was going to be really light. When I used it in the summer, I found that it was light, but it was hydrating enough. But when I layer it with the other products from Drunk Elephant, I find that even in the colder months, like when I use it now, it still feels rich enough that it is works perfectly well as a moisturizer for me when my skin moves towards the dehydrated side. I used to prefer the heavier, richer moisturizers, but this has really kind of converted me to using something of a more lightweight texture. I just think that this is such a lovely moisturizing cream. I really like it. Lala Retro, on the other hand, is definitely more of your classic rich cream texture. I was a little bit surprised at how rich I found this, because this is a whipped cream, and the reviews that I'd seen out there before basically said that it's super light because it's whipped, so it has that lighter texture for a moisturizing cream. But I think that it's still quite rich, and it's still reasonably heavy personally, even though a lot of people do say that it's quite light. That being said, I really like it. I like to mix it with 1 drop of Marula Oil as my last step in my evening skincare routine when I've been using something like retinol, and I know that when I use retinol my skin is more prone to being dehydrated. So in that case, I'll just finish off with this and the Marula Oil, and when I wake up the next day my skin is still feeling nice and nourished. Wow, so I just took you through 9 different Drunk Elephant products. I hope that you found this useful. If any of you have been using the Drunk Elephant Marula Oil and you've also used perhaps the ordinary Marula Oil, and you've got a comparison that you would like to share with us in the comments below, please let me know, because I personally would love to know if there is a difference between the ordinary one and the Drunk Elephant one, because there's obviously a huge difference in the price point. So I wonder if one is a better quality, or one has like a nicer finish and absorbs better, or if it's just the difference in packaging. Regarding the sunscreen, I'm definitely going to try the Sheer Umbra physical sunscreen. The only thing that puts me off is it's a physical sunscreen. Generally, I prefer chemical sunscreens because I like the fact that they're super lightweight on the skin, and I also prefer an SPF 50 over an SPF 30. But it's definitely something that I could use during the winter months, which is now, so I will probably try that. But if you have tried it yourself already, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that it was useful. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up, and I will see you very soon in the next one.